I feel good. I mean, we're just ready to go. I think we had a good week of practice. We still have some, finishing touches to do with the game plan and all that stuff, but we're ready to go.
Heading, heading into Calgary, it's always a good mixed bag of fans there. What's it like on field level when the fans are kind of competing with each other the whole time?
I mean, it's great. It's great to be able to go to a place away from here where you can have, tremendous fan support. And also our fans can, wreak a little havoc in there and make it tough on their offense. So, we know that they're going to be, they're going to have a good crowd. So we want to come out and make sure that we can put some points on the board early, get their crowd out of it, and make sure our crowd can be heard out there.
Has Dwight maybe talked a bit about being on the other side of that with you guys?
I mean, him and Coach Chaim, they talked about that a little bit this morning about, all the different times we went out there, all the battles we've had here and there. So, they gave us a pretty good insight about what's going on in that locker room, and it's good to know.
What is it that makes the Riders Stamps rivalry so fierce right now?
I mean, well, when you have, two good teams, you can start with that. I mean, ever since I've been in the league, we've been, besides BC, two of the three best teams in the West. So every time we play each other, it's always a dogfight. It's always going down to the wire, and it should be no different.
This is early in the season, but a win would give you the season series against Calgary. How important could that be for you now?
Well, that's huge. That's huge. We will always want those guys to have to come here and play us later on in the season if it comes down to that. So making sure we can secure, that season series, knowing that we have to go out there again at some point this season, it'd be huge for us. So, it's definitely something we're aware of, and, we want to make sure we take care of that business.
Bye week was a chance to rest. Is there any worries, though, that it kind of slowed down the momentum of this offense after your first 5 games?
You know what? It was going to come sooner or later. So, we could have had a lull, going back-to-back weeks. So who knows? They're on a bye also. So, we're both coming in well-rested and ready to go, so we'll see.
It's an intense rivalry. I know that game is always going to be a game where I'm a little bit more sore after it because they're going to come and bring their best game as well as I.
The Calgary Stampeders, John Cornish, yourself, I know you're now the man to catch in the rushing, but how much do you love going up against these talented running backs and comparing numbers maybe afterwards?
Well, it's a huge thing to compare numbers, but I don't make no tackles, and neither does he. I won't see him on the field, and he won't see me on the field. So I honestly, when the game is going on, I don't think about it. But after, I will see what he did, see what I did. But now that the race is how it is, I honestly don't even look back.
How important is this game? I know it's only August, but you can start getting some separation out of the other Western rivals here.
It's a real important game. This is the team to beat as far as we look at it in the West. It's the team that we're going to compete for the first place, and we could do a lot by winning this game this week.
Why do you perceive them that way? BC is also a strong team every year.
Well, we see BC towards the end, and who telling them what's going to happen then? Well, right now it's Calgary, and that's what we're focused on. That's what we're going to think about. It's Calgary, the team to beat right now in the West, because that's what we're playing.
Is there always sort of a playoff-type mentality when you play them? These teams have had so many important games over the years, so many good games.
It is, but when it's late in the season. It's still early in the season. We could win this game, or we can lose this game and then not win another game, or and vice versa. So it's still too early to be talking about the playoffs. Right now, we just focus on this winning this week.
How physically dominant has your offensive line been this year, Kory?
Absolutely the best. I think they're winning and giving up sacks, and then we're running in rushing yards. So they've been absolutely the best offensive line out here.
Do you sense in the fourth quarter that they beat up the defense so much that your yards are coming easier in the fourth?
Actually, it's not so much as them beating up everybody. They have to run around and chase 5 guys that don't stop at all. So by the time the fourth quarter comes, they're pretty much moving out the way for the linemen, and they're controlling them and pushing them where they want to do it.
And how enjoyable is that in the fourth quarter?
Oh, it's lovely. I don't get touched that well unless it's 5-6 yards up the field.
Do you try to give the defense a little motivation to shut down Cornish? I know you guys aren't on the field, but do you try and give them some motivation to shut him down?
Oh, yeah, I'm always telling him, make sure that he doesn't get off, because he's a dangerous guy as well. He can rip off 200-yard games on any given night, and he's done it before. So I'm always telling him, man, make sure, y'all see the best running back in the league, so this should be easy for you.
It's going to be a 12-round fight. We know they're out for blood, and we don't like them, they don't like us, and we know it's gonna be a rough game. It's in their place. We beat them here. They know they need this one, and they're trying to knock us off, man. We're on top right now, and we know everybody's gunning for us, and we're gonna be ready.
I know you guys take it 1 week at a time, but is the thought that you guys can take the season series with this game, does that creep in there at all?
You know what? We haven't even discussed it. I'll be completely honest with you. We're just dealing with this week, and we're just dealing with this. We want to go 1-0 every week, and that's our mindset. Coach Chamberlain's done a great job of just keeping us focused on that, and we got to win the week. So we're not thinking about the series. Whoever we play next week, it's all about Calgary right now, and we got to get ready to go into a dogfight.
What did you guys learn about the Stamps from your guys' win here against them?
We played them so many times. So they're a hard team. They're a physical team. They're on defensive, their offense anyway, great. Their O-line is pretty good. They have some receivers. They have a great running back. It's going to be a rough game. But we're pretty good on our side, too, so they're going to have their hands full.
A lot of guys, healthy guys coming back on the secondary. How does that competition between you guys make you even better?
You know what? People thought we were good, and we had some of our dogs down, and we got some of our dogs back. So they better be ready for a dogfight as well. So, like I said, we're going into the mindset it's a championship-type, Western Final type game. And, we want it, they want it, and the best team will win.
If they didn't use John Cornish as much as we used to see last game against you guys, do you expect it to be a little different this time?
I expect them to try to go to him early, and if they're not successful, I expect them to go away from it. Our job on defense, we want to make them one-dimensional. So if we can take away the run early like we did last game, and our offense is able to put up some points, that they can only stay in the run but for so long. This is the CFL, it's a passing league, and if you got to score some points, you're probably going to have to throw the ball. So our job is to take John away. So regardless of how we do that, that's our mindset. And then from there, that'll make our job a lot easier on defense.
Does it matter which quarterback you're going to face?
It doesn't. It doesn't. They both, we don't know who's going to be there, but they're going to. Each of them are good at certain things. So we got to, obviously, if Glenn's in there, he likes to stay in the pocket. So we got to make sure that we close the pocket on him, and then if it's one of the other ones, we got to make sure they don't start running on us. So, we got to be aware of that, and one of them, they like to dump down to the Cornish a lot. So it just depends on who's in the game, and being aware of that. And as long as we're aware of that, we'll be fine.
Going against Sheets in practice, how much does that help you guys when you go into these games against elite running backs?
You know what? He's the best right now, right? And, even when I do little things wrong and I'm covering one-on-one, he'll tell me, Ray, do this, do that. Don't go for this fake. And that helps you. That helps you throughout the season and watching for that, because he's a complete back, right? He can run. He's good in the open field. So little stuff like that, it does help you, and it does prepare you to play against backs like Cornish.
What's the atmosphere like in that Calgary stadium when it's half green, half red?
It's awesome, man. It's a hostile environment. It gets just as loud as when we have the ball or when they have the ball, so it doesn't make a difference. So it's a great place to play. Green and white. I hope everybody's out there in full force. We're going to try to fill up that stadium with the green and white, and we're going to show them a good game.